Hello and welcome. Welcome to all learners and watchers. Dear friends, I welcome you to this special video. This special video is meant for everybody. Whoever watches is bound to benefit. Now, before I move ahead, I would like to share with you some essential pieces of information that will determine your best understanding of this video. I'd like to share with you these pieces of information so that you can derive the best pleasure of learning from watching this video. You can get the best part of learning out of this video, and you can take away something you always remember, something that you always use in entire life, something that you disseminate, something that you break out to your peers, to your friends, to your community. Dear friends, this video is not based on something that we normally receive from books, from sources, from resources, from our teachers, from our mentors. On the contrary, this video is based on these four pillars. You can see I have written on the right of the screen, I have written four words. These are the pillars. And if you understand these four pillars, why I have written them here, then I assure you that you will reap the best results. This video is going to give you something you have never received from any video. The first word is experience, second observation, third undertone, and number four underpinning. I have trained and taught hundreds of students, aspirants, knowledge enthusiasts, and whoever has ever come to me understands well that what is my methodology of teaching or training. So I have experienced the sentences, I have experienced English and grammar, I have experienced how people speak the language, I have interacted with them, and I have a lot of experiential knowledge. So that experiential knowledge has enabled me to make this video. It means the rules which I'm going to share with you will not be available in the books. This is not bookish knowledge. This is experiential knowledge. Number two, I have observed people how they speak language and how they transport the language to the community. Because the speakers and the people who use the language, they are the transporters. And if we find any corruption of the language, or if we find that language is flourishing, in both cases, the users of the language are the responsible people. It means I have observed people how they use the language of English. And then I came to know that the things, the sentences that I have written here have some error, and those errors are not very prominent or glaring error. They are very subtle error, very ordinary errors. And one sentence has only one error, and you need to spot it. So observation has enabled me to make this video, and my observation and my experience combined together is going to help you crack your examination successfully. You will not have any kind of illusion. You will not have any kind of second thought. you will go and you will choose the right answer. It means I'm helping you in some way. I'm enabling you in some way to save your time, because examinations do not allow us to kill our time. Time is precious. Number 3, undertone. Now whatever I'm speaking before I have embarked on the video, you could feel the undertone through my words. It means the semantics. Semantics means that the feeling, the meaning of the words spoken by somebody. So you can understand through my words the undertone, the feeling that I want to give to you, so that you derive the same pleasure of learning from watching this video. And number 4, underpinning. Underpinning simply means the things that support learning. So the underpinnings while making this video are essential for everybody, either you or I, for both of us, and they are essential in a sense that we need to understand the video in the best manner. So let us start, and let us start with the first sentence. I'm going to check that what habits we have developed as far as grammar is concerned, how we take grammar in our normal life. So first sentence, Subhash Chandra Bose was also called as Netaji. Does not pose any challenge and does not challenge you in any way, and it simply comes to you and you embrace the sentence. You do not put any resistance to the sentence. You have no second thought, no doubt. So sentence, I declare the sentence. The sentence is completely okay, no error. Number 2, Chandragupta was named as king of Magad by Chanakya. You see, the music of sentence is uninterrupted, and you can read the sentence in a breath. It means if we find music in a sentence of English, then we really feel, we believe the sentence is perfectly okay. And I agree with you to some extent. However, I'm not going to tell you right away whether the sentence is correct or incorrect. But initially, I will declare this sentence perfectly okay. Chandragupta was named as king of Magad by Chanakya. Number 3 sentence. The party will nominate him as their leader. And when we speak language, when we popularly we call speaking English or spoken English or whatever you call it, I do not agree with the word spoken English, but alright, for the heck of it, I can agree. So the party will nominate him as their leader is a perfect musical sentence, uninterrupted, and it does not really defy the tenets of grammar. It does not violate the tenets of grammar. You know, the structures of grammar, the rules and regulations of grammar, it does not really violate. So I declare this sentence also, it is correct sentence, right? Number 4, Ratan Tata is considered as the best amongst all businessmen. Ratan Tata is considered as the best amongst all businessmen is also perfect sentence, because we have developed such habit, and our habits make us. First we make habits and then they make us. It means they reciprocate if we behave with them the way they need to be behaved. So number 5 sentence. The tour was judged as a great success. The tour was judged as a great success. Sentence, you have derived the meaning of sentence, you have understood the sentence, you have comprehended the sentence, and you really do not struggle with sentence. So sentence is okay with you. Sentence is perfectly wonderful. Number 6, the company was adjudged as bankrupt. Notice the word here, because when I make a video, I try to give you some enriched vocabulary also, and because it is something which is ingrained, I really cannot help it. I feel that I should give, so I give. The company was adjudged. Judge and adjudge both do not mean the same. Judge means to form an opinion about something or somebody. On the other hand, adjudge means to form an opinion about something or somebody and declare, bring a conclusion, reach a conclusion and declare it. So judge and adjudge, this is the subtle difference. I composed, so this is also an okay sentence. I composed a poem entitled as Youth the Transporters. I composed a poem some time ago, and I did not have any suitable word for that, so I thought that Youth the Transported could be a suitable title. So here I composed a poem entitled as Youth the Transporters. And if you are watching this video in a group or you are watching it individually, you must have earmarked your decision, or you must have a second guess that this sentence could have some error. And you will agree with me on this point that when we take an examination like the ones that I have written here, IELTS, TOEFL, SAT, SSC, Bank, NDA, CDS, CLAT, TGT, PGT, etc. So you must have felt that we feel inclined towards finding the errors, towards spotting the error. We haven't developed such premium ability to say and to declare that sentence does not have any error. Sentence does not need any improvement. So if you can declare fearlessly, if you can really come to a conclusion that sentence does not need any improvement, then this is a real ability. It means you have operated on the sentence successfully, and you have understood the nitty-gritty, and you have understood the grammar inside out. It means grammar has befriended you, right? I hope you are getting what I'm saying right now. So no improvement. If you find this choice or option, no improvement in your examination, and if you choose that, this is your ability. But what we feel in examination, we feel inclined towards choosing the option that we have to spot the error at any cost. No, that's not good. The company was believed as the fastest growing organization. Now you see that this sentence is also, mellifluous. It sounds mellifluous, and you feel gravitated, and you tick, and you feel the sentence is okay. The company was believed as the fastest growing organization. And the 10th sentence, the last sentence, the company was originally styled as Taj Hotels. When you give something or somebody a name because you know something about that something or somebody, then you style. Style also means that sometimes in the saloon, the barber styles your hair, designs your hair. He comes up with some designs, and he molds your hair as per the design or as per your choice. So these 10 sentences that we have declared as correct sentences, we are going to look forward to the hope that these sentences are the correct sentences. But unfortunately, my dear friends, all sentences are wrong sentences. The sentences that were magnificent, the sentences that were looking okay, the sentences that attracted our attention, and that lured us into believing that they are perfectly okay. They're not okay. Now let us do something. Let us try to, let us try to riddle out, and let us try to bring the solution closer so that this riddle can be solved. There's no riddle actually. You can see this word. In every sentence there is one common word, which is as. We have such an ingrained habit, such a devastating habit over the years. We have polished it so much that everywhere we feel like using as. Called as, named as, nominate as, consider as, judge as, adjudge as, entitle as, term as, believe as, style as. So today we are going to look deeper than ever into the world of as, and we are going to find that everywhere this word as is not used. We are going to ensure that we do not make any more errors in future when we will be taking our examinations. Right, so let me take you to the other page or next page, and let me give you some wonderful information. Now, what information I have for you? You can see the verbs of describing. Verbs of describing, they allow as. They allow as. You will see the word represent, allow as. Let me speak a sentence for you. In order to save time, I'm not writing here. I will speak the sentence for you. The Vice President represented the Parliament as the pillar of democracy. The Vice President represented the President as the pillar of democracy. So Vice President represented the Parliament as the pillar of democracy. It means Vice President, he was representing something as something. We can use as with this. Depict. Lord Rama is depicted as an epitome of virtues. Depicted as an epitome of virtues. It means depict can be used with as. It embraces as happily. Mention. In the meeting, his name was mentioned as the President of India. His name was mentioned as the President of India. So mention can take as. Define. Sometimes we feel that not all times define take as, not all times this word define takes as, but there are a few sentences that I'm going to tell you. His honesty is defined as virtuosity. His honesty is defined as virtuosity. So his honesty is defined as virtuosity. For example, if I say very fresh example, Mirabai Chanu. The success of Mirabai Chanu is defined as the power of women. Is defined as the power of women. So define can take as characterize, to be typical of somebody or something. If you go to Delhi, you see many ancient monuments, many ancient buildings. India has thousands of ancient temples and buildings which are the marvel in the world and which have been accepted as the world heritage. When you go to a temple, let's talk about Meenakshi temple, a wonderful marvel of Indian architecture. So the temple is characterized as the marvel of Indian architecture. The Meenakshi temple is characterized as the marvel of Indian architecture. Characterized as. Appoint as. He has been appointed as judge. He has been appointed as judge. Most times in formal writing we do not use as, and that's why as you will see within brackets with appoint. He was appointed judge. He was appointed judge, or he was appointed the judge. As is involved there, as is included. However, you will find as, some of the times you will find as within brackets. Formal writing especially I'm talking about. Choose. He has been chosen as the captain of India. So choose, easily take. Crown, also take. When we talk about crown refers to king and queen. If I say I spoke to the crown today, or I spoke to the crown yesterday, it means I spoke to the king yesterday. So Vikramaditya was crowned as the emperor. Vikramaditya was crowned as the emperor. Chandragupta Maurya was crowned as the emperor by Chanakya. Chandragupta Maurya was crowned as the emperor of India by Chanakya. Declare. Declare can easily take as. He has been declared the chief of army staff. He has been declared as the chief of army staff. He has been declared as the chief of army staff. So declare can take. Elect can take. It's a beautiful word. I would like to make a star here. He has been elected as the manager of the company. People will elect him as the manager of the company. People will elect him as the Prime Minister of India. So elect. Elect is a wonderful word. Some other time I will talk about how powerful this word is. Now these words allow as, and they happily embrace as. Now let us move forward and let us understand and let us comprehend beautifully and convincingly that verbs of naming do not allow as. Don't allow as. Don't allow as. Though you can see exceptions will always be found. Exceptions will always be with us. So call never takes as. And you can see the sentence, the first sentence, called as. Term takes as, but not all the time. If I say, for example, let me give you an example and give me all ears. His untimely laughter, his untimely grin. Okay, let me take grin or chortle. In his untimely grin was termed a stupidity. Here I'm not interested in telling which category it was connected to. I'm not interested in this, that's why I haven't used as here. However, if somebody is interested in categorizing his untimely grin, I'll use as here. His untimely grin was termed as stupidity. So when you categorize something and you feel like using that sense of category, that somebody has a certain grin and it belongs to a certain category, and you can use as. But if you are not going to use any category, you are not feeling like using any category, and you will not use as with term. For example, leukemia is also termed cancer, or cancer is also termed leukemia. I'm not much informed about the name. I'm telling you, leukemia is also a kind of cancer. I think the loss of blood, we suffer a loss of blood in one kind of cancer, leukemia, I believe. Style does not take as never, as I gave you a sentence, and we can find. I can take you back to the previous page, and you can see style. Style. If I can show you the previous page, then you can see the last sentence, style, right here. The company was originally styled as Taj Hotels. It means company was originally styled Taj Hotels. As is not needed at all. It means company received the name Taj Hotels, right? So you need to be very careful. Entitle never takes as, never. Do not get lured into believing, do not get really hoodwinked into believing that entitle can attract as, and you will be as happy as a sandboy when you use it, but do not get hoodwinked into believing that it may trick you into believing, right? So but do not really do that. So entitled does not take as at all, name does not take as all, and if I give you a complete idea, then I have written here the verbs of naming, the never, allow, or do not allow as. Now comes designate. It does allow. Now if you go to the forest, and you go to the forest, I'm not saying forest, it means a large stretch of a piece of land, completely occupied, completely surrounded by trees, and everywhere, as far as eyes can see, you see trees and trees. That we call, and the wildlife, and you see flora and fauna, that we call forest. So if I say that this large piece of land has been designated as forest, that's okay, or has been designated to be forest, that's also okay. So as or to be, designate accepts both. Dub, when you say dub, so when you have some knowledge about something and you give it a name, not like style, but when you also negativity also comes with dub, then you give it a name and then you popularize it by that name, right? So if you say that we have something very treacherous going on in the country, when country India, our country, is suffering through trial and tribulation, and corona has badly inflicted, and the affliction of corona has been so devastating that we haven't come through this, and the economy has completely plummeted, and people are not reconciling, and they don't want to reconcile to the realistic approach, and they don't have any approach rather. So dub, the behavior of the people, the behavior of politicians can be dubbed irresponsible. Can be dubbed irresponsible. The plans, the treachery of the politicians can be dubbed, crafty plans. So we are calling their treachery crafty plans. So we are not using as, dubbed as. However, on the other hand, no can take as, and especially known as. Known as. Right? Known as. It means a person, if someone or something is known as a particular name, that person or thing is called by that name. So one thing is very sure or transparent, and I mean it, that you need to listen to my words, what I'm speaking minutely. You need to listen to me in order to understand everything. Next comes label. Label, allows as when used to describe something. For example, that if a person has some peculiarity, then that person can be labeled as something. For example, that if I can recollect some past memories, then I can say that a person did not have one leg, and he was labeled as disabled. He was labeled as disabled, or he was labeled as handicapped. If a person does not have any ability, or he has any disability, then he is labeled as disabled. Labeled as disabled, it means we are describing that fellow. Okay, refer, it really it can allow when you describe something, when you tell the speciality of something, that something has some particular quality, when kind of telling or suggesting. For example, he often refers he often refers to his house, to his home, as heaven. Heaven, right? It means he describes, he tells a quality of his house, and because the house is like heaven, it means he tells the quality, and that he characterizes the place as heaven. If you are not talking about that, you will not use as with refer. For example, if you want to know more about noun, pronoun, or anything in grammar, you need to refer to my past videos. Refer to, not as. Allude to. When you point to something for more information and you indirectly point, then you say allude to. Do not use as with allude to. Believe. We never use as. If you want to use believe, then you need to use to be. For example, Delhi is believed to be the most populous city in India. Delhi is believed to be the most populous. Believed to be the most populous. Consider, never use as with consider. On the contrary, you can use to be. So he is considered to be the best scientist in the world. He is considered to be the best scientist, right? Nominate. You nominate somebody for something. You do not nominate somebody as something. You nominate somebody for something. It means if you nominate somebody for something, you're naming him. You're suggesting somebody's name. For example, that Party A is going to nominate Mr. X. Party A is going to nominate Mr. X for presidentship. So nominate somebody for something. Find. Do not use find and as together. Find does not allow as. He was found as dead. No, he was found dead. He was found dead. Judge. Do not use as with judge. He was judged. The tour was judged as a great success. No, the tour was judged a great success. The same way, do not use as with a judge, because if you say a judge, let me bring you uh, the sentence one more time. The sentence was with a judge. The company was adjudged as bankrupt, and simply you will not use as. The company was adjudged bankrupt. So if I put a cross here, if I make it clear to understand that you shall not use as, it is not needed, it is redundant, right? So grammar does not allow you and me to use something which is redundant and ungrammatical. So a judge does not need any as. Think. Now think can take as only in one condition. Listen to me carefully. Uh, for example, if I give an example, um, he is thought of as the best pianist in the world. If I write this sentence for you, he is thought of as the best pianist in the world. Please excuse my writing. In the world. So my dear friends, keep watching the videos as many times as you can until you internalize the information that I have shared with you. And I hope that you would not find this information, I'm sorry, I'm saying I hope that you would not, I'm sorry, I hope that you will realize that this information is not available anywhere else. This is something experiential information that I have shared with you through this video. If you think this video is special and you can derive the best pleasure, of learning from watching this video, I entirely leave it up to you what you need to do to this video. You all have wonderful health, enjoy wonderful health, keep acquainting yourself with power of knowledge, keep looking forward to my next video, and you all have wonderful time. Thank you very, very much.